Welcome to the full moon meditation for February the 27th, 2021. It will be at 2:17 a.m. in the morning, and I am Martin Dowman, and
I'm Sunny Dowman. We're here at the Light Center.
And we are here to share with you meditation for this full moon. And so with that, we'll begin by finding out a little bit about the astrology.
Yeah. So the moon at the time at 2:17 a.m. here in the Central Time Zone. So if you're not in Central U.S., you'll need to calculate that for yourself for your time zone. But the moon will be in the sign of Virgo. And the sun is in the sign of Pisces. They're opposite one another, which of course is always the case in a full moon. And the signs of Virgo and Pisces are very much concerned with service to others. They go about it in a very different way. Virgo is very practical, hands-on details. Let's get in here. Let's make some lists. Let's straighten this stuff up. Let's organize this. Whereas Pisces is very, what about this? And let's think about these. It's kind of a little bit like a hot air balloon. They'll just kind of go off and come up with these global ideas that are like, wow, and sometimes they'll work and sometimes they're a little impractical, but the idea is always about about holding compassion and seeing people where they are and what they need. So the sun in Pisces is shining that light into that big global perspective and that big, compassion and seeing everything from a high place, and can be a little dreamy, sometimes impractical, but doing its best. And then the moon is in with the emotion is in that practical. Let's get our hands dirty. Let's see if we can fix this. It would not surprise me if we're all starting to, think about how do we do whatever we need to do to make things better for ourselves, for the people around us, for people that we know or people that we don't know. In addition, at the time of the full moon, the moon is making a nice trine, which is an easy aspect, to the planet Uranus, which is in Taurus. And Uranus is that planet that brings along sudden change, sudden shifts. We think we're going along this way, and now, no, we're going this way. So we're gonna. It's not like we can watch out for change, because it comes from nowhere. If we knew it was coming, that wouldn't be the planet Uranus. That would just be, I don't know what that would be. But but the thing is, we want to be ready for things to shift. We want to not be so rigid that we cannot handle when things do shift, and allow for that when things do change, that this can also be potentially good. Yeah. And not be so married to the idea of how I wanted it is the only way it's allowed to be. So that's what I would bring to you from the astrological world, as far as what's happening in the realm of the planets for the next couple of days. So as we enter into our meditation, and as we go through the next few days, let's think about these concepts and ground ourselves into that.
Yes, so we will begin with meditation. And so I invite you first to allow yourself to relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in your belly and release. If you'd like to rest your feet on the floor, you can do that. To ground yourself, to connect yourself with this place that you are in right now. And in the process of this meditation, we're going to take a little bit of time to connect in with our process of grounding, and then we'll go into a deeper part of the meditation. And we feel connected in this process together. So, as we begin, I'd like to invite you to begin to feel the vibration that is just below your feet, that connection with the earth, and with the process that the earth is going through its changes as the moon is becoming full. We feel the tides shifting, we feel things moving in new ways, and we are open to this possibility. And if you're in the US, you'll be looking forward to the spring beginning to show up. And so feel Mother Earth beneath us. And now I invite you to begin to draw that energy up through your feet. Allow that energy to rise up to about the level of your knees. And then again, with another breath, I'd like to invite that to rise up to the base of your spine, to the root chakra. And feel that root chakra. It is represented as red and is also represented as earth, the grounding to the earth. And as this chakra spins clockwise, outwards, we feel the vibration and the energy that it has. The energy to be. The energy of safety, of being solid with the ground. And then we move to the next chakra, which is the sacral chakra. And it is orange and also spins clockwise. And we feel in that process the energy of water, the energy that flows. And we acknowledge the feel of joy that was created in this chakra in creation. And now we move up to the solar plexus, just below the rib cage, or just beneath the rib cage in the center of the body. And we see the color yellow, and it is too spinning. And it is represented by fire and the process of that heating, that creation of warmth. It is also represented in to act in confidence, to show up in strength. It is that power from right within to know that we are allowed to confidently step forward. And now we move up to the heart chakra. It is represented by the color green. And also represented by the air. Air. The oxygen is moved throughout the body, through the heart. And with that, we also associate this with love and compassion. And now we'll move to the throat chakra. And we acknowledge that to be a blue color. And it also is spinning. It is the power of sound. It is the voice. And it is also a meaning to express. To express truth. And then we move to the third eye, which is a purple color, and it too is spinning. It is associated with light, and that light that shines is also to perceive that higher self, the light within. And so we acknowledge that process of lighting our way of seeing others and ourselves. And that brings us to the crown chakra just above the head. And the crown chakra is represented by consciousness. The consciousness that we know of as oneness. It is the consciousness of connection with the divine. And the color is white. And it also rotates directly up above the head, connecting us with the sky, Father Sky, and the Mother Earth below. And as we have now connected all of these chakras, stacking one on top of the other, we notice the flow of energy flowing up from the ground, up and through the crown chakra at the top. And now we also acknowledge the process of going deep into this full moon experience.
And so as we bring our attention to our ancestors, our guides, guardians, angels, we invite them into the circle. We allow them, we invite them, we ask them to join us in this journey. We know that they are always with us, and we only have to turn our focus to remember that they are there. And so, continuing to breathe at a gentle pace, we can hold our hand, if we so desire, over our heart chakra, because I would invite you to focus deeply on your heart and think and feel your heart beating within your body, both your physical heart and the heart chakra, which Martin so beautifully spoke about. That center of love and compassion, that engine that moves oxygen, air, life, all the way through our entire bodies, moving it from our lungs all the way through to our fingers and our toes and our brains and everywhere else. And so we spend a moment in gratitude for the functioning of our heart. And then I would invite us to also think about the idea of the heart as love and compassion. The themes that we spoke about in the astrology of Pisces and Virgo, both being focused on love and compassion for others, for being in service to others. We spend some time during this full moon getting in touch with this feeling of love and compassion within us. This is a perfect time to bathe ourselves in that love and compassion. This is a perfect time to center ourselves in that energy. And so I would invite you to bring to mind someone who needs love and compassion, someone that you can think of. Maybe it's someone that you know in real life. Maybe it's someone that you have heard of or read about. Maybe it's you. And so I would invite you to envision this person, picture them. Maybe put them in your mind's eye, put them in a comfortable chair. Let them sit in that comfortable chair. And breathe. Let's continue breathing deeply as we continue going through this time. As we think about this person who needs love and compassion. And we think about ourselves offering that love and compassion. And even though sometimes our breath may want to shallow up in our chest, we breathe in and release. And let's turn our attention to that person sitting in that comfortable chair. And we think about maybe there's something we can offer that person to make them comfortable. Maybe a blanket. Maybe a cup of tea. Something that we think they would enjoy. And so let's take a moment and imagine that and offer them something kind. Offer them kindness. If this person is you, offer yourself kindness. And I would invite you again to pay attention to your breath and keep breathing. Breathing in deeply and releasing. And imagine now that that person is accepting that kind offer that you've made. They're taking that blanket or that cup of tea and they're enjoying that. And they smile and they say thank you. And you smile in return. And you say, you're welcome. And now there's another comfortable chair also, and you sit down in that comfortable chair with them. And if this person in the comfortable chair is you, then you're sitting with yourself, 2 comfortable chairs and 2 yous. And if this person is someone else, it is them and you, and you're sitting together in these comfortable chairs. Just breathing. Breathing in. Breathing out. And now imagine that there are as many comfortable chairs in the room as you can put in the room, and fill it up with all kinds of supportive, loving, kind people that you know. I'll sit in your room. I know Martin will too. Fill this room up with all the friends, all the loved ones. We will all sit together and offer love and compassion to you and to the person who you are offering love and compassion to. It's like a web of love and compassion spreading out between me and you and them and everybody else. And we can actually mentally spread that web out beyond the room that you've filled with chairs and filled with people to people that we don't even know. The entire city that we live in the entire state, the entire country, the entire world. God knows that our world right now needs love and compassion. How can we offer that to each other? We start by doing that in our hearts. We start by doing that in our intentions. And then if there are things we can do in the physical, if we can offer a metaphorical blanket, cup of tea, then we do it. But we start by doing it with intention. And you can even imagine that everybody sitting in their comfortable chairs reaches out and touches the hand. No COVID now, this is your imagination. Touches the hands of everybody else in the room, creating a physical web, not just an imaginary one. Holding everybody else's hands, making connections. We serve one another in this way. We express our love for one another through our intention. This is the beginning of the action. And then, since this is our meditation and we can do what we want, we can have everybody stand up from their comfy chairs and give each other a great big group hug. And if people don't want to hug, they can high five. Again, no COVID in our meditation. And as we are all hugging ourselves and all of our other selves, all of our mirror selves, because aren't we all just mirrors for one another? I'm going to invite Martin to help me with toning as we kind of ground, as we use the vibration of sound to ground this in to consciousness, to ground this into being. And so, Martin, would you help us?
And so, as we have created this large circle, we all begin to share the vibration of toning in compassion for others. And we will see this as the vibration happens. We will see this flowing out and connecting way beyond even the circle that we have here. It will go out to reach so many others we can't even imagine. And so I invite you to listen to this first tone and allow it to just vibrate your direction. And then we will join in 3 tones together. And as those tones are are coming in the form of a wave of sound that comes out. Be conscious of your heart, of that compassion, and know that love is spreading. So I'll begin with a tone, and then we will continue with the other three. And now join me. And imagine these waves going out across the land and connecting through other people who are spreading their voice in this connection. We feel this time, this connection with the full moon and with the vibrations of compassion as we awaken to a process of seeing from new eyes. And so with that, I'd like to invite you to slowly bring yourself back to this time and this place. To bring yourself back to the spot where you are comfortably and joyously connecting. Bring back these feelings of wholeness. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes and become grounded in this time and this place. And so would you like to share when the next moon lunation is?
Sure. So the new moon is going to take place on March 13th, just about 2 weeks from now. So we will have our new moon meditation up, and that should be in Pisces. We will have a meditation up for you a day or two before then. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. So if you enjoyed the astrology that we've been talking about and you want to know more about how it is impacting you specifically, I welcome you to join me at sunnyesastrology.com, where you can contact me and get a reading of your own natal chart. You can also find me on Facebook at Sunny's Astrology.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we say namaste.
Namaste.